Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is John Adams. Today in the studio we have the Roborock Qrevo S. It's one of the coolest things I've ever received. Now, I grew up in the 90s, and one of my favorite movies in the 90s was called Smart House, and I absolutely love Smart House. It's one of my favorite things. So this Roborock Qrevo S, it has been an amazing time. I've had it for about 3 months now, and it has been an absolute game changer in my life. It's not very often where I find a tech product that really does change the way that I live. Like literally when we got this, after about a month, my wife said, hey, if this ever goes out, we are saving up to make sure that we get this again. It's that big of a deal. So first off, let's talk about kind of the physical nature of this thing. It is amazing. It's got this little top part here that it spins and it scans your room, which is really helpful. But it's not too big and it's low enough that it actually goes under quite a bit of your furniture, which is really cool because, man, when you're cleaning, you don't often clean under your furniture. Let's look at the bottom of it. It's got 2 pads here for making sure that it mops everything. Now, like I said, I've used this quite a bit. I mean, I've literally used it 3 times a week for the last 3 months. So it's been very used, but like I said, it has the mops. It has a very large opening so that it actually can suck up quite a bit of stuff. And it's got this little spinning thing here that actually kicks stuff out from under cabinets and things like that, and it kind of gets it so where it can actually pick it up in the center here. It's really amazing. These wheels here are very tall, and so if you have carpet, like for us, we have tile and then it goes to carpet, these mops will actually switch on and off depending on like what kind of terrain it's on. And sometimes things like socks will get stuck in here and it just gives you an error code. You pull the sock out and you hit the little power button and it just resumes. Now, to talk about how well it does everything, like when we've used this thing, my floors are absolutely spotless and it's amazing. Like, I hate doing floors. I've been doing floors my whole life and I hate doing it. It takes so much time. When you can just turn this thing on and it goes through your whole house and vacuums everything, that is amazing. Now, one thing that I thought I wouldn't use is the mopping function. I thought like, you know, I can just mop myself, and it works super well. When this thing returns to the docking station, it's really cool because it kind of like cleans out those little mops. And so you're not just taking dirty water and spreading it around your house, it's actually cleaning off those mops, and that's really helpful. And so as this thing mops around the house, like it just leaves a really, you know, you can see how much water it uses. When you're using the app, you can actually tell it how much water you want to use or not. And behind it is kind of a trail of you know, just clean floor with a little bit of water on it because you see how it went. I use Fabuloso in it. My wife loves Fabuloso. So it works so incredibly well. And because the base station has a pretty big basin in it, you don't have to clean it out every single time. It'll go back to the base station and clean itself out. That's really helpful. And about once a week, I'll probably clear out the dirty water, and it smells disgusting. So you can tell that it's actually getting stuff up off your floor. Next, we need to talk about the app. The app on this thing is extremely helpful. When you go into the different settings on it, you can set the vacuum power to be different levels. Now, if you have a massive home, maybe you want to set it on a lower setting so the battery lasts a while longer. You can set the water flow. For me, I take it all the way up to the max because we crazy around here. Also, what's really cool is you can set it to clean your house multiple times. And so if you want it to, it can be very clean. You can also set it to do a standard route or a fast route. For me, I typically like the fast route because I run it about 3 times a week, so I don't really need it to deep clean every single week. And because for me, my house is a multi-level house. It's not really like it's not a 2-story house, but I have a sunk living room because it's a house from the 60s. And so what I did was I did one map for everything that's on the higher level, and then on the second one, I set up a different map, and it just comes up as its own different thing. And so it's really helpful. And you can set up rooms for your house. You can set up zones in your house. Like for me, sometimes after my wife cooks, I'll just do a really quick zone cleaning in just the kitchen. You can also set up routines where it will follow just kind of how you live your life. You can do a deep clean after meals. You can do intense sweeping, Deep Clean Plus. Like, it's just a very well thought through app. And as you can see right here, these are where our beds are. I actually decided to put a no-go zone under our beds because it was just picking up too much stuff that we don't, you know, really think is under there, like socks and all that kind of stuff. So you can do that. And so good on Roborock for creating a very well-built app. Now, the other cool thing is the battery life lasts forever. I can do my entire home and it only gets down to about 30% left of having battery. And so if I had a bigger home, you know, ours is about 2,000 square feet, which isn't massive, but it's not tiny. And so it does that just fine, no problem at all. So having used this thing for 3 whole months, I literally would never go back to a life where I did not have one of these robot vacuums. It just helps so much, saves so much time. Like running it 3 times a week is awesome. I like to set up zones in my house and have a routine where it cleans after dinner, which is super helpful. And so I can't recommend this thing enough. It's very rare for me that I find a tech product that actually transforms part of my life, and this one actually does. And so if you pick it up, you won't be disappointed. There are some kind of parts underneath that over time they might wear out, like that little rubber. Let's actually look at it real quick. This red rubber thing right here, like that will wear out. It's a piece of rubber, it does, but you can replace it really easily. You just pull this guy out, it's super easy. The other cool thing is these mops are just Velcroed on. You can just rip them right off, throw them in the laundry. They'll clean off just fine. So do I recommend the Roborock Qrevo S? Absolutely. Like if you pick this thing up, you're not going to be disappointed. Your life will actually be transformed, and it's just such an amazing product. So thank you, Roborock, for sending this out. They don't get to see the video, so remember, these are my actual real thoughts. This is a great, great product. You can find a link in the description below if you want to pick one of these up. Again, it's awesome. You should. So 3 months later, it's holding up great, guys. Like this video if you found it helpful. Sub to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.